back to Sunrise, the Honorable Sadiq Ibrahim is a member of the House of Reps, Adama APC. He moved the motion, which we're taking a look at his proposed bill. We've got a question for you from a viewer. Says, why not allow the herdsmen as Nigerians to apply to the state governors for C of O? Why make the lands held in trust by the federal government instead of state governor?
I said clearly that we don't get it right in our agriculture, both in crop agriculture and in livestock agriculture, because we have left our agriculture for too long in the hands of peasants. We cannot feed ourselves because we still allow our people, 70% of them, to go to the farm with hoe and cutlass. And we cannot get it right in animal agriculture for as long as we allow these peasants to continue holding the cattle, because they will move anyway if you allow poor people to do it. We should encourage these grazing reserves so that we keep the animals in one place. And I've always said it is a gradual process. I'm not saying today you must have a grazing reserve in Bayelsa. Why don't we start gradually? Let's start in Kano, Kaduna, Adamawa, Taraba, and then the volatile areas in the north central and in the southeast. Perhaps we allow them for some time. The southwest, perhaps they should come next. Before gradually, it is the same people from the southeast that will engage in the business and have this ranch. The people that go to Ngurore in Adama, the Igbos that go to Ngurore in Adama to buy cattle, or go to Borno to buy cattle, they will start buying the cattle and keep in Okigwe. They will keep in Onitsha.
Are they asking for this grazing bill?
They do not have to ask. Nigerians do not have to ask for law. What is a law? A law is a set of rules and regulations that govern the interactions of people within a territory. And it always has an ill that it cures. That is the purpose of law. There is an ill. We must agree that there is an ill. This law that I'm proposing is a cure for that ill.
Now, Honorable, that's a problem, you see, because you say that this bill has come from your own personal experience. When I asked you whom you consulted, you said you consulted your people, which is rightful, because you represent those people, you represent a constituency. But considering how widespread this problem is, and considering the fact that many other places are affected by this same problem you seek to cure from your own place as well, don't you think that your consultations should happen wider?
Madam, I'm a federal legislator. I am no longer a state legislator. I make law for Nigeria now.
I totally understand that.
Wait.
Yes.
What are the processes of making law? First, you submit a bill to the National Assembly. It gets first reading. Second reading, you argue for why it should go for third reading. When it is read the third time, it goes to public hearing. And that public hearing will not be restricted from people from Adamawa. Bayelsa people will come if they feel so strong against it. People from Lagos will come if they feel strong against it. We collate the ideas of Nigerians. Just as I have collated the ideas from Adamawa. We collate the ideas and then we pass it on to the General House. If the General House votes against it, who am I to say I must have it? It's just the cure that I feel I have for this problem. Nigerians may decide to reject it. If they reject it, there's no problem about that. Somebody else has to find and bring another solution. But perhaps his own will be better than mine.
In order for people
We're in a democracy.
In order for people to appreciate that, you know, you're coming from a background, you understand what's going on, and you want to solve it. And seeing there's so much concerns and people saying no such grazing bill, I mean, some people either have read it, some just don't want to read it, some don't want it. What have you done to ensure perhaps you reach out to other people and tell them, listen, I want to solve this problem.
I have been talking to my colleagues in the House of Assembly. Virtually, I have moved into almost all the offices. And in every caucus meeting I had, I always try to speak to somebody from Kogi State, somebody from Benue, somebody from Imo, even the minority leader. What's their response? Their response, some are positive, some are negative. You may be surprised to know, even people from Sokoto that I spoke to, somebody this is a thing. Look, in Sokoto State, the rainy season is just 3 to 4 months. If you keep this cattle in an enclosure, in 2 months the grass gets finished. How do they feed? I said, sir, if you read what the Minister of Agriculture said, we have land and we have grass from the east and from the west. We can take this grass to the north. We can even import grass from outside of this country, the way other countries have imported from some others. We come in the grazing reserve, we plant this land because we intend to have earth dams, we intend to have boreholes, we have to have watering points so that this land can grow even in the dry season. The Sokoto grazing reserve, for instance, its problem is the grass. And it's not every grass that cattle feed on. We have to bring the one that they feed in Brazil and some other areas, plant them in Sokoto over a period of 5-10 years. Because the people who made that 1965 law, they had in mind that the population of Nigeria will grow. I also have in mind now that our villages have become towns, our towns have become cities, we have built airports, we have built roads, we have built teaching hospitals, we have built schools on the grazing routes. Today, on the cattle ranches, let us have it a solution for a long time. And it's not coming in a week or a month or 2 years.
You've just been able to make your point by saying there is an ill and you're trying to get a remedy, a solution to the problem. But if you need to put in place short-term solutions, what would that be? Because the killings touch the very fabric that holds us as a nation. You wake up almost on a daily now. It used to be maybe once in a blue moon, then monthly, weekly, almost twice in a week you get to hear some kind of skirmish or killing or mayhem, which is really, really heinous and barbaric. People are still talking about Enugu killings. What do you think we should be doing now that some people like yourself have come up to identify or to say that some of those people, or you said all of those people killing people and not the traditional Fulanis from Nigeria?
Yes.
What do we do now? Before this bill moves on, before you move on with this bill, what do we do?
Look, you can make a law and implement it gradually. You can make a law and implement it gradually.
Is there with the Fulani headsmen who are good people, the Nigerian Fulani headsmen, if we're to go with your analysis, can help us stem this?
It can help us. You see, some of these killings perhaps are done barbaric, as you said. What brings barbarism? It's lack of knowledge. These people, they send small children from the age of 9, 10, 11. They follow cattle in the bush. And that is why they can kill. Because they do not have any knowledge at all of Islamic or Western knowledge. We have to educate them. How do we educate them? We have to keep them in an enclosure, to build schools for them, to teach them why it is barbaric to kill a human being. These are people who are forever on the move. Why do they move? Because for them, animal is a way of life. Keeping those animals are a way of life. And they cannot keep these animals without giving them food and water. They are not moving because they want to move to the east or the west. They are moving because they are forced to move.
So if they
if they are moving to get water and pasture for the animals, why don't we bring the pasture and the water to them so that they don't have to move?